Hello dear Unbreaks Front TV viewers, this is our weekly program for the week 18th until 25th of December. The resistance against the 129 laws of German imperialism continues with all determination. The freedom of revolutionaries imprisoned in Germany under the 129 laws and the longest hunger strike resistance in Europe against these laws of imperialism continues. Deniz Haydaroğlu has exceeded 280 days Ilgin Güler 229, Sevil Sevimli Güler 224 and Lena İleni Açıkgöz 164 days. In addition to them, hunger strikers from France, Belgium and Austria have been in solidarity for 10 of days. In addition, with the call of the European People's Front, mass hunger strikes with the participation of hundreds of people continue every Saturday. Confrontation with Zionist shipping Zim at Piraeus in Greece, Wednesday 20th December. On the evening of Wednesday 20th December, Anti-Imperialist Front and comrades of the Assembly in solidarity with the Palestinian resistance, together with unions and different organizations, called for a mass gathering at the port of Piraeus, followed by a march to confront the offices of Zim, Israel's largest shipping firm.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
The Malaysian Prime Minister imposed the unjustified ban on any Zim-owned vessels at Malaysian ports. From militant resistance groups to masses of everyday people, a broad spectrum of revolutionary actions is concentrated on fight against the same target: block the boat, boycott Zim, no Israeli ships at Greek ports, long live the Palestinian resistance. Trial of 3 prisoner revolutionaries from Turkey continues in Germany. The imprisonment of 3 revolutionaries from Turkey arrested in Germany under the 129 laws continues. İhsan Tibilik, one of the revolutionaries group member, whose unjust imprisonment was not ended in every hearing, has cancer and his biopsy was not performed for 15 months. At the same time, İhsan Tibilik announced in the court that he started a hunger strike on December 19th against the usurpation on his rights to treatment and unlawfulness. On December 21, the court committee, which again followed the orders of imperialism, pretended to be independent, but again trampled on all legal values. It continued the usurpation of the right to health and a lawful detention. Unable to respond to the defenses and demands of the prisoners and lawyers, the committee adjourned the trial to January 9th. Israeli Zionist massacres continue in Gaza. Since the end of the so-called ceasefire, Israel has continued its massacres in Gaza. According to CNN international research based on satellite images and local media, Israel has been directing people to the directions where they will bombard. From time to time, Israel announces on maps the areas it will bombard and tells people to move to safe areas. Of course, Zionism lied about this too, and at least 3 violations were detected. These attacks have once again shown the people that imperialism and its collaborators cannot be trusted. The only way to our freedom is to destroy imperialism. Conclusion of the United Nations 223 Drug Report. Imperialism is the source of the drug problem. Important data were shared in the latest report, published annual by the UN for the year 2023. According to a report released by the United Nations on Sunday, opium productions in Afghanistan, previously the world's richest drug supplier, has declined significantly since the Taliban government banned drug cultivation last year. The UN Office on Drugs and Crime said opium cultivation had fallen to just 10,800 hectares, 26,700 acres across the country, down from 233,000 hectares the previous year, and the production was down 95% to 333 tons. The leader of the Islamic Emirate in Afghanistan had banned the cultivation of the drug completely in April 2022, and the Interior Ministry announced that the cultivate areas will be destroyed. According to Express, the Taliban had banned drug production during the previous rule in 2000, and the U.S. occupation of the country began after production had fallen to zero. What the report seriously shows us is that imperialism is the source of the drug problem. The only way to eliminate drugs, like every other problem in the world, is to destroy imperialism. The hypocritical biological and chemical weapons policy of U.S. imperialism. In Europe, the U.S. bio-laboratories in Africa has come to the fore. Residents of Greece and representatives of Kenya gathered in one of the central squares of Athens to demand that the U.S. stop testing biological weapons in African countries. This demand was previously voiced by Konstantin Kozachev, deputy chairman of the Federation Council of the Russian Federation, during the second Russia-Africa summit. The U.S., which kills millions and uses chemical weapons lies as an excuse for invasion, is producing biological and chemical weapons all over the world. French imperialism continues to lose in Niger. Since the military seizures of power in Niger, French imperialism continued to decline. The last French soldiers in Niger have withdrawn from the country, while 1,346 of the 1,500 soldiers serving in Niger have already returned to France. The remaining 154 soldiers have left the country. French soldiers handed over the French military base in the capital Niamey to the Niger authorities with a ceremony. Niger residents who wanted to celebrate the departure of French soldiers gathered at the military base and celebrated. On the other hand, the French embassy in Niamey was closed as of December 22 on the grounds that the embassy was unable to fulfill its duties due to the restrictions imposed by the Niger authorities. Dear unbelievers from TV viewers, this was our news bulletin for this week. Don't forget to follow us in our social media accounts in Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and YouTube channel.
Altı kişi. Diri diri yaptılar. Tamam. Diri diri yaptılar. 6 bayan. Yakılarak öldürüldü.
Hepimizi taradılar. Kalleşçe bizi öldürdüler. Onlarca ölü var.